Let's make another randomly generated piece of jewelry.
Today's numbers are drawer 1, impression die 23.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, oh my gosh, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
Here is the die we've chosen. This is one of my newer designs, so I have not used these yet. They are a left and right pair of these soaring birds. So I gotta do some thinking to see what I'm gonna make. First up, I need to press the birds in copper. I'm using a fairly thick gauge copper, and I'm using a small piece of urethane, that's the red thing, to press multiple times to get all the detail. Next, I use my jeweler's saw to saw around each of the birds, and then use a variety of sanding discs and other tools to smooth the edges of the birds. And here are both the left and the right. I'm turning these into pins, and to make sure that it hangs right, I use a pair of tweezers with the tips bent in. This allows me to grab the piece wherever I want and dangle it so that I can find its center of gravity. I test a few different locations. This is clearly the wrong location, but once I decide, I make a mark on the back and then solder a pin onto the back of each bird at the location that I marked. This just makes the pin hang on the clothing the way I want it to. I clean the birds, add a patina, and the pins are finished. In one of my past videos, someone had commented and asked if I ever made collar pins, and I had not, so that's what I made using these birds. I wanted the pin to be able to be worn with or without the chain, so you can add it to the back of the pin either before or after you stick the pin through the collar of your shirt. Here's what it looks like when you insert the pin through the collar, then add the chain to the pin stem behind the collar, and repeat on the other side so that when the two pins are attached with the chain hangs down below and behind the tips of the collar. Of course, you can always wear them with no chain at all. And the other alternative is to add the chain to the pin stem before you add it onto the collar. That way, when the two pins are in place, the chain is in front of the collar and still hangs down, but you can see the chain in front of the tips of the collar. I thought this was just a fun and fairly simple way to turn some basic stick pins into maybe a more useful or an alternative use design. I'm regularly adding to my list of pieces to make, so if you want to play along, I need 2 numbers from you in the comments. Number 1 through 8 to determine which drawer I'll pick, and number 1 through 85 to determine which die from that drawer I'll choose. I know I say it in most of my videos, but I am really grateful for all of you who are commenting and playing along. This is a really fun experiment for me to make things that I don't normally make, and I get to see what y'all are interested. So thank you.